YNW MELLY finally released after this, spotted in public. After struggling to prove his innocence for a long 3 years, YNW MELLY and his legal team have finally succeeded, and Melly is officially a free man again. Melly's case has seriously been a tricky one, and it was very tough for his team to put together enough evidence to convince the judge that Melly is innocent. But fortunately for the music industry, fans, and Melly's family, YNW MELLY is finally released from prison. It took a lot of hard work to make this happen, but that wasn't all. Luckily for YNW MELLY, his old friend YNW Portland was able to help him out and get him released from prison. According to what was proven in court, Melly has nothing to do with the passing of his two friends. As a matter of fact, Melly also almost lost his life that day. Portland had a lot to say during his court session, and it's actually very interesting to hear what actually went down. At first, it seemed like Melly was actually guilty. But finally, after waiting for so long, YNW Portland spoke up, and to Melly's benefit, he was proven innocent. This case has gotten super interesting over the past 3 years, but it's finally over, and there's a lot that happened throughout it. For today's video, we'll be diving deeper into detail about Melly's case and how he managed to get released after being locked up for so long. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Lime Report. We post daily celebrity updates and news that you really should know about if you're a fan. For more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to Lime Report, leave a like, and comment keyword MELLY to enter a chance of winning our brand new iPhone giveaway. YNW MELLY was spotted being released from prison, and fans all across the world are happy to see it actually come to life. If you've been paying attention to Melly's case, you know that there was almost no hope that Melly would make it out of prison. It clearly looked like Melly was guilty for the passing of his two friends, and all the evidence that law enforcement gathered against him made him look guilty. Think about it. Melly had to serve 3 years in prison, and he luckily was able to get out without serving a life sentence. Law enforcement did a lot of work and investigation on this scene, and the story they came up with was very believable. At first, it seemed like Melly and Portland did a pretty good job at masking the crime scene into looking like it was a drive-by. But it didn't take long for law enforcement to find out that it actually wasn't a drive-by, and it was a setup instead. Once law enforcement found the same bullet shells inside the car that were outside of the car, things started to add up. They figured that Portland and Melly took their friends' lives. They stepped out of the car and fired at it multiple times to make it look like they took part in a drive-by. It seemed real at first, but after diving deeper into the investigation and tracking all of their phones, law enforcement found some pretty weird movements on Melly's cell. They noticed Melly stepping out of the car and running away from the scene. Another weird thing that made things look sketchy was that the bodies didn't arrive to the hospital until 45 minutes after the so-called drive-by. As you can see, there was multiple things that clearly made Portland and Melly look super guilty. But even with all this evidence stacked up against Melly, his legal team didn't give up because Melly claimed he was innocent, and they believed him. Every argument Melly held up actually made some sort of sense. For example, law enforcement was claiming Melly stepped out of the car, fired at it, then ran away, which makes sense according to the location of his phone at the time. But Melly's argument was he stepped out of the car and ran for his life. Not from the drive-by, he ran from his own friend Portland, because if he didn't, he would have lost his life as well. Law enforcement was right about the drive-by being a fake setup. And I don't blame them for thinking that Melly was guilty. But the truth is, Melly played no part in his friend's passing. He was just the lucky friend that got away and unfortunately was punished for it. Melly lost 3 years of his life because he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But at least he's free now and back to his real life. It's unfortunate that Melly got locked up during this period of his life. He was literally just starting to become a huge celebrity. Before he got locked up, he made music with the legend himself, Kanye West. He also managed to get a #1 record single. Melly is truly a talented artist, and I'm glad that he's back in the game, because losing him for 3 years was tough for the music industry. I'm excited to see what Melly brings to the table. It's said that as soon as Melly left prison, he got directly to work. He's still young and on his grind. YNW MELLY is back in action, and the music industry is lucky to have him back. Melly was actually spotted meeting up with NBA YoungBoy, which has a lot of fans wondering if they might be working on a project together. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. For more videos about YNW MELLY and celebrity news and updates, be sure to subscribe to Lime Report. Also, don't forget to leave a like and comment keyword MELLY to enter a chance at winning our brand new iPhone giveaway. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.